So have a look at these two images. They both look the same, right? Until I zoom in, and you'll notice that this image starts to pixelate, whereas if I go to this image, it still looks pristine. What's going on here? Well, the image on the right is called a raster image, and it's made up of pixels. Raster images are great if you want to create high quality photographs. The image on the left, on the other hand, is called a vector image, and vector images are based on points, lines, and curves that are connected together by a mathematical relationship which allows you to infinitely scale them without losing quality. Vector images are what designers use to create illustrations, to create logos, and to create icons. And Recraft.ai recently announced a $13 million Series A led by Kozla Ventures and GitHub's former CEO Nat Friedman to allow designers to create vector images using AI. Recraft is founded by Anna Veronica Dorogush, who is a former Google engineer, a former Yandex engineer, and also the creator of CatBoost, which is one of the most popular open source libraries for machine learning. In terms of metrics, they say they have 300,000 users since they launched the product about 8 months ago. Now, if you spend too much time on Twitter like I do, you'll know that there's no shortage of tools that allow you to use AI to create high quality images, right? But there aren't many tools that allow you to use AI to create vector images. Let's jump into the Recraft demo and I can show you how it works. But before we do that, if you're new to this channel, my name is Mags. I make videos about tech and startups. Subscribe to the channel to stay in the loop. All right, back to the demo, let's dive in. Okay, so I'm logged into Recraft. Let's create a new project. And then you'll notice that they've got this canvas here and the option to create a new vector image or a raster image. If you've seen the picture of the blinged out Pope, that image was created as a raster image, and that was created using artificial intelligence using DALL-E. So like I said, lots of tools out there allow you to create raster images with AI. Let's create a vector image instead. So here we have a little sidebar that allows us to enter a prompt and this little frame that shows us the output of what we're doing. I think one of the differentiated features of Recraft is that you can actually add a style before you generate an image. And so what that allows designers to do is basically create illustrations, create icons, create logos that are harmonious with the rest of their brand. So here, let's add a style, and I'm going to add a style, and I want it to mimic the style of this image. It's an image of a cat. It's got some lines here. So I've uploaded that as a kind of style guide. I can also add a palette. I can choose which color scheme I want the new design to look for. And then here, let's enter a prompt. We have a bunch of options to choose from, right? We can create a vector art, we can create an icon, we can create a logo. Let's just stick to vector art for now, and we want an illustration of a lion in a savanna. Let's click Recraft. Okay, so that took about 10-15 seconds. But you can see the results here, right? It also gives me two options, which I think is really cool. This is the image that's been generated. It follows the style guide that I mentioned, and it looks pretty great. Now, say that I actually want a little bit of extra detail. I can use this function here that allows me to repaint, and maybe I can say that I want with a lion cub next to him. Let's click Recraft here again. Okay, so this is the result that it's given me after about 10-15 seconds. No sight of a lion cub to be seen. So this feature clearly needs a little bit of improvement. It's not very easy to add detail to an existing image. I think the repaint feature needs a bit of work. We also have the ability to erase certain sections. So let's say that I want to get rid of this tree. I don't like this tree. I can just click delete over here. That worked pretty well. And then if I want to change the background, let's say that I want to have him on the beach, I can just click on here and then click on the beach, and then I click Recraft. Okay, so it hasn't really taken my prompt to heart, to be fair. It hasn't really changed anything. And we're just going to click on here. We're going to click on create a vector illustration, a new design. And let's just now choose from an existing preset, right? So I think Recraft works really well when you use some of the existing styles that they already have. So in this example, let us now decide to create an icon. Let's just choose a style. I'm going to click on doodle, and I'm just going to say I want to create an icon doodle for database connecting to other databases. So let's just click on Recraft. in a couple of seconds, it's generated this. And actually, you know, this looks pretty great. I think style-wise, it looks good. I think it seems pretty high fidelity. Let's do another one. Let's create an illustration. Let's go for doodle line art. Let's now ask it to do handsome man with beard sitting in front of a computer. Okay, nice. So this is what it's generated. I don't know why the hand is coming out of the laptop, but this second image actually looks pretty good. I'd say it's like looking into a mirror. Now, realistically, very few people are going to just take what Recraft gives them, right, as the finished product. Here's where I think that Recraft is very differentiated, because we can just click on export and export this as an SVG, which then allows us to make further changes to the design that Recraft has given us, right? So let me export this as an SVG, and then let me open this up in Figma. So then I can just bring in this vector image. You'll notice that again, no matter how much I zoom in, it doesn't pixelate. And then we have all of these vectors that have been broken down that we can edit, right? So I can, for example, come in here, I can change the angle of the eye. I can remove the eye entirely if I want. So that's actually pretty cool. And again, this is the actual purpose of Recraft. It's a tool for professional designers to speed up their workflow. Now, most professional designers probably wouldn't split up an illustration into all of these different vectors in this way. So probably there's a bit of kind of workflow improvements that need to happen. And finally, it's worth noting that every single illustration, every single graphic that you create is going to be uploaded directly to Recraft's community page. So let's just have a look on here. So you can see all of the illustrations that have been created by other users. We can click into any particular illustration. We can either download it for free as an SVG, and we can even see the prompt and the color palette that the user inputted. So if you're on the free plan, every single thing that you create on Recraft is going on the community page. And that's it on Recraft. Stay tuned for the next video.